I am at the sculpture park in Chattanooga. It's many, many acres here. I'm going to try to find a link for this to put in the description below so that you kind of learn a little more about it. This was, if I'm not mistaken, the original sculpture that was put up when the park was opened a few years ago. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't get it. But it has this odd sense of beauty about it that I just continually drawn to it. And it stands above everything else of the park. And you can see we have Lookout Mountain in the background, where Point Park, Rock City, all those things are located. We're going to take a walk around the park today. I hesitated coming out here today because the wind is still incredibly strong. And I'm not sure that the AI noise reduction on these microphones are going to help much. Maybe if I run it through Adobe Podcast Enhance, it will turn out okay. But the main reason that I chose to come here is the clouds. Every time I've been here before to kind of scope it out, it's been bright and sunshiny. There's been no clouds in the sky, and it makes for a really dull video. And today, oh my gosh, these clouds. It's a photographer's dream. I'm not going to take the time to show you everything here at the park. Again, I'll try to find a link that kind of explains what all is here. Today's really been more of an experiment for me because instead of the walking shots, the movement shots, instead of using my Manus pod to sort of try to hold everything straight, I've tried a new technique that I learned on a channel from Brian Grazer, I think his name is. I'll put a link to his channel in the description below, and we'll talk more about that at the end of the video. But right now, it's also sort of been a chance to test out the ability of these mics. I've kept them plugged in on every shot, hoping to sort of knock that wind noise down in the edit, where I can sort of handle it. We're going to make our way back to the car, and it's been a lot of fun. Well, it's been a while since I've been to the sculpture garden or sculpture park, I guess it is, in Chattanooga. It's kind of an odd thing because it's got all this stuff sort of spread around, and I guess they're adding more to it all the time. But the trails are awful. There's like mud holes everywhere, and I don't know. But a lot of people go there. There were several people out walking their dogs. I think there was actually a school that showed up just as I was leaving. And it's kind of fun because Chattanooga is doing all it can to emphasize the arts, and I really appreciate that. A couple of things technically about this video. I decided not to run the audio through Podcast Enhance. I thought that it would destroy the wind and make it sound hollow. And there were a couple of spots when I'm sitting on the bench. It's right in the middle of the screen with a building behind me. A couple of spots there where the wind blew through really strong. And I just sort of stopped for a second to see if I could continue or not. But that distracts from the audio. It's okay. I'm all right with that. The other thing is the shots of walking, holding the camera and walking. Now, the iPhone does a great job with stabilization, and if you put it on active mode, then it really does a great job on stabilization. And what I have typically done, I'll pull out my old trusty teaching phone here. What I have typically done is just sort of held my phone out like this to do video, but then you get a lot of bounce and shake in your arms. And so I learned to sort of bring my elbows in to give a point of contact, but I was still kind of, doing this number. It's not good. It's not good at all. And so then I was putting it on the Mantis Pod, and I was holding the Mantis Pod. But then, you get this. You can see it doing this in the video because you've got a level line across there, and it's bouncing all over the place. So this Brian Grazer, and I will put a link in the description to his channel. He does a lot of all kinds of stuff about video, but he has a lot of great stuff about iPhone video. He says to hold the phone like this. Now, I don't know if I can move this sideways or not. To hold the phone like this, and then to put your hand under it like this to give it the stability. Pull your elbows in. You need a point of contact. And then you can move your whole body to move your phone. Now, I will say that one of the things I did wrong up front was I started my video vertically, turned the phone, got into motion, started this, but then your phone films vertically and it stays vertical. And you have to adjust that in editing. So I've learned to sort of just hold it up, start the video, get it lined up where I want it, take the shot I want, and then I go in on the phone and I click edit, and I just sort of swipe that little yellow line over to get rid of all the stuff at the beginning. And then I can import that into DaVinci Resolve. I'm trying to avoid the up and down shake that comes with walking, and it was still there, but not as bad as I have videoed before. And I really like this method. So anyway, a couple of things there. Let me know what you think in the comments, and even if you just want to comment about the park. We'll see you tomorrow.